Good Saturday morning. I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are tracking some rain chances once again today as we head into Father's Day weekend. So as far as our weather headlines, downpours are possible pretty much in the afternoon hours. However, we are tracking some heavy rain ongoing right now along the coastal areas. This is going to be lasting through Father's Day, and it's going to remain unsettled at least as we head into next week. So as you look at a live look right now, it's looking at the Miller Outdoor Theater. We're starting off in the 70s. Galveston looking quite stormy, but for our inland areas, we are expecting that rain chance to start increasing as we get closer towards 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, even lasting through the 3 p.m. hours. So definitely keep that in the back of your heads when it comes to traveling for today. But radar looking pretty active, not really for Houston. Well, it will be for Houston in about probably a few minutes, but we're seeing some heavy rain now starting to move into southeast Houston around the Hobby Airport area, but they've been enduring some rain across Galveston, Texas City, even along 45 for quite a while. The National Weather Service issuing that flood advisory that will be in place until 10:30 this morning. That does include Dickinson, Galveston, and Texas City, and we're seeing a lot of lightning with these storms that are over the Galveston area and the coastal area, and we're now starting to see that rain starting to build inland as we progress through the morning. So we are expecting another round of those heavy downpours that really could cause some isolated flooding in some locations. So as we look at the 6-hour rain totals, we've seen most of the heavier rain activity off towards and around the San Leon area, even just south of League City and around the Kima Boardwalk. Looking further south, Bayou Vista seeing quite a bit of rain, about 3.6 inches of rain along 45 near the village of Tiki Island. So expecting that flood advisory to really be in the places that received the rain within the past probably hour or so. So we're seeing quite a bit of rain along the coast, and we are expecting this to build inland. Here's a look at our neighborhood weather network. Areas along the Seawall Boulevard, Bernardo de Galvez Avenue at the inch and a half out in Galveston Island, Tuna Street at 1.63. As we progress through the day, we will see these downpours starting to move inland, getting closer towards the 12:30 to 1:30 hours. So it's looking like another day that we could see some ponding on roadways, as well as that flooding risk sort of in the picture for the areas that have received the rain. We're not expecting this to really let up until maybe 3, 4 o'clock. So we're just going to keep that in the picture for another rainy day, even though right now, if you're heading out and about, it is quite quiet out here across the Houston area. But for our coastal areas, we are starting to see this rain starting to move and starting to gradually work its way inland as we progress through the day. And then for Father's Day, we're expecting another situation where we have these afternoon downpours, and looking at around 2 p.m. This is for Father's Day. We could see these hit or miss downpours that make their way through the Houston area by the afternoon hours. So unfortunately, our weather pattern still expected to remain unsettled as we progress through the weekend. The Storm Prediction Center is giving us a marginal risk for flooding that is a 1 out of 4. So we're not seeing that slight risk, but I think that we could see some isolated areas that could get some ponding on roadways, especially if these storms that are moving in over Galveston, as slow as they're moving, as they make their way inland, that could cause some problems as we progress through the next maybe few hours. So here's a look at the live flood gauges. Good news, we're not seeing any flooding concerns along our streams, rivers, and bayous across southeast Texas and across Harris County. So we are in good standing in terms of that. Houston hasn't really received that much rain. All of the rain has been just on the outskirts, mainly on the eastern side of town. The weather pattern, unfortunately, remaining unsettled at least through this weekend. We are expecting the start of next week to still be unsettled. So it's just, we're going to keep that daily rain chance in the picture as we go into next week, with showers and storms possible, usually between the afternoon hours. So as we warm up, when we get to the warmer parts of the day, that usually fuels thunderstorm activity, and we're dealing with an unstable atmosphere as we are not really expecting any drying for the next few days. So as we look at the expected rain totals, it's not out of the question that some of us actually might get between 2 and 3 inches of additional rainfall as we progress through Sunday. So that's going to cause some issues for areas that have already received the rain, especially out in the coastal areas, even areas out in eastern Harris County, in the Baytown area. They've received good 5 to 6 inches of rain, and unfortunately, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal rain as we head into the end of June. So Father's Day forecast, if you are heading out, if you have any plans with dad, just keep in mind that if you might want to go for a morning breakfast, that's going to be the best bet, because we will start seeing these showers and storms start flaring up in the afternoon hours. So a high of about 93 degrees. Expect those storms to really be in the picture between maybe 12 and 4 to 5 p.m. So Father's Day looking quite stormy as we go into the afternoon. As far as satellite, the good news, no storms are expected in the tropics. We are expecting mostly quiet conditions along the Atlantic basin. They're still dealing with some storms out in the Pacific Ocean, but not expecting in much of that to affect us at all, as storms in the Pacific side are usually, they stay around that area for this time of year. But just to kind of recap what we've been talking about and what I've been talking about since this stream started, we are tracking heavy showers, heavy rain ongoing out along the coastal areas, especially in and around the Galveston area. So if you're planning to head to the beach, just really not a good day to do it, because this rain is really slowly starting to build in across and closer to our inland areas as we progress through the morning. We are seeing some lightning in and around the Hobby Airport area, so give yourself enough time if you are heading out and about for this afternoon, as rain is now, as you can see, moving in towards the Houston area, going into the next maybe hour or so. So it's going to start being quite active. So if you're watching this now and you probably are looking outside and you probably don't see anything going on, just keep in mind that the rain is coming, at least as we head into the next 30 minutes to an hour, going into our 9 a.m. newscast, which you can catch on KHOU 11 News. Starting at 9 a.m., we're going to be on until 10 a.m. So looking at the flood advisory that's in place, they are issuing a flood advisory. There's still a lot of lightning ongoing for the rain and the storms that are happening in and around the Galveston area. And so just keep that in mind, that this is going to be in place until 10:30. We could see some flooding ongoing in and around the Galveston area. I'm going to go ahead and look at one of our cameras that we usually have along the coastal areas. So looking at Galveston, just kind of looking at what we're expecting to see for the next few hours. Just expect this torrential rain just to continue as we progress through the next maybe 2 or 3 hours, but we are expecting us to start off quite quiet here across the Houston area. We're just tracking another day of those afternoon showers and storms. That's definitely going to be possible going into the next few hours. This is Galveston right now. Here's a live look. Lots of rain ongoing. As you can see, the cars probably going along the roadways, just seeing all of that water just as the cars are kind of just slowly crawling. There's one car there. Just saw two. You see him, he's driving over those puddles. That's kind of the situation that's going to shape up for this afternoon as we go through the next 2 to 3 hours. So definitely keep that in mind, that if you are in the city of Houston, we are expecting that rain chance to ramp up as we get closer towards maybe 10, 11 o'clock, and that's going to last until at least 3 p.m. Temps are going to be in the mid-80s, but we are expecting this rain slowly building in over Houston. You're able to see this lightning in and around the Hobby Airport area downtown, probably starting to get those showers as of now, and so that's what we're expecting to see, and that's another day of these just scattered showers that could cause some isolated flooding in some locations as we go through the afternoon hours. So definitely keep that in mind as another active weather day, unfortunately, as we go into our Father's Day weekend, and we could expect that to last at least through 12:30, 1 o'clock, even 2 o'clock. And then by 4:30, that's when things are going to start calming down and becoming a bit quiet here across our area. And so, like I said, I can't stress this enough. I sound like a broken record when it comes to talking about rain chances, but we are expecting this to continue at least through the next few days in terms of looking at what we're expecting to see. So we are expecting this to be continuous as we head into much of next week. 2 to 3 inches of additional rainfall definitely possible as we go into the weekend. 7-day forecast, highs in the 90s, lows in the 80s. We are expecting those conditions to once again be rather just rainy as we head into next week. And as always,